Before we get into it, this video is sponsored by EA, so a special thanks to them for supporting the channel.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Disco time!
Hey everyone, it's Ashton here, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. What? Fantastic day. Today I'm bringing you the Legends tier list for Season 8 of Apex Legends. Now, this tier list is based on the latest update patch notes which came out just yesterday. So I am going to be basing my ranking of these legends based on those changes because let's be honest, no one wants another video of the exact same thing in like a week's time when all those changes come in, so we might as well just do it now. If you do enjoy today's video, make sure to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've been thinking about what I can do for my 100,000 subscriber special, and explaining how to get one Apex coin is definitely at the top of my priority list, so make sure you subscribe for that one. But cracking on with this season's Legends tier list, there's only one place that we can start, of course, in the F tier at the bottom of the list, and there's only one legend in this category, as there is in most seasons. The worst legend in my opinion, and for Season 8, that has got to be Fuse. Now before all of you Australians go and grab your didgeridoos and boomerangs and come for my head, let me just explain. I actually love Fuse's character. The character that he has in his dialogue and the way he goes about doing things is amazing. I love his character so much, but as a legend of Apex, ability-wise, he is just the weakest by a mile. Now, let's be honest, the Knuckle Cluster, we need to talk about it.
Knuckle Cluster out.
Like, what is this thing actually meant to do? Like, what is its purpose? Because it doesn't deal much damage. Like, I genuinely think you could deal more damage by just having Gibby tickle you for 5 minutes. I asked my friends what they thought this thing was actually meant for, and the best answer I got back was destroying doors. Like, sure, you can deal a small amount of damage with this thing, but honestly, compared to other tactical abilities, it is absolutely terrible, and it definitely needs some work. Kind of scares me a bit what they might do to it. I really hope they don't add some kind of stun effect, because that would be terrifying, but it definitely needs something to push it forward a little bit, because right now, it is absolutely abysmal. His passive ability for shooting grenades super far is cool in some situations, but it also removes the ability to throw grenades up in the sky and have them land on the heads of your enemies, so you can't do that anymore. But I guess we wouldn't be talking about Fuse if we didn't mention the Motherload. Yeah, sounds pretty scary, right? Except it isn't. This thing deals very, very small amounts of damage when you catch enemies in the flames. I mean, I was happy to deal upwards of kind of 40 or 50 damage. Like, for me, that was a win with this thing. And the issue with the Motherload is the fact that so many legends have abilities that can just completely counteract it. Even if you manage to catch people inside the Ring of Fire, basically, Horizon can get out, Wraith can get out, Pathfinder can get out. So many different legends are able to just completely bypass the complete utility of this ultimate, making it essentially useless. Obviously, I don't have so much time in this video to talk about every legend in this much detail, but I think Fuse was the one I really wanted to talk about because, let's be honest, he really, really sucks and he needs some love because right now, he is absolutely terrible. With all that being said about Fuse, now we can move out of the F tier, up into the D tier because we don't want to mention the E tier. In the D tier, we have two legends this time round, and we have Loba and Mirage. Mirage still pretty close to the bottom for me. I actually think, looking back, I preferred his abilities before they changed his ultimate all the way back in Season 5. Being able to go invisible was pretty cool. I think if they had just sort of messed with the footsteps a little bit with Mirage while he's in his ultimate, making them slightly quieter, it would make him super, super useful with his old ultimate, but with the way it works now and his current abilities, he's not great, to be honest, let's be honest. He brings some utility with his invisible res and reviving animations, so he's invisible whilst he does them, but it's not enough for me to bring him any higher than D tier, and the reason that Loba is down in D tier for me is because her ultimate is super useful to an extent. It gives you the loot that you need to be able to shoot people more effectively, but when everyone else in the game has abilities to help you in combat for the most part, it's not going to do that much for you. And her one ability that could help you in combat, which is her bracelet, kind of only works 50% of the time. There are a ton of bugs with Loba's bracelet right now, making it so that when you throw it, it completely just ignores it and does not teleport her, and she will die. And also the fact that when you throw the bracelet out, you move super slowly. I'm not a big fan of that. I do think it is unnecessary, and I hope that they remove that feature in the future, which might make her a little bit more usable. Up into the C tier now, we have 3 legends in this category. We have Watson, Caustic, and Rampart. With every tier list I make, Rampart is slowly making her way upwards, and that's really great for her legend. I'm so glad that she's seeing some love and attention put into her, because let's be honest, upon release, she was pretty bad. Her amped cover is a lot stronger now than it used to be, and if you put multiple down at the same time, people aren't going to be able to destroy them in time before the amped cover is placed and up and ready to use, so that's absolutely amazing for her character, that she can actually use her abilities now. Super good for her. Sheila is also slightly more usable, as the field of view and sort of range of view that you can have has been increased, so you can kind of turn 180 degrees now, no problem. I do think it could be 360 degrees and you could look all the way around you. I think that wouldn't make too much of a difference, but we'll see if that comes in the future. She's definitely a solid defensive legend, and for me that's why she's in C tier. She could be better in a few ways, but she has her place solidly in the middle of the pack right now. Now, Watson and Caustic are both legends that have received changes in the Chaos Theory update, which is coming out this Tuesday, so that is why they are down in C tier. If I didn't know about these changes, I would still have Caustic up in A tier, but they have completely massacred Caustic, changing the damage output from his Caustic gas traps and his ultimate to be 5 HP per tick maximum. That is down from 6 to 12, which it used to scale all the way up for the longer that you were in the gas. Now that is a huge change for Caustic. That is absolutely meta-defining. I've put him in C tier because when I really think about it, he could still be useful in some situations, but it is definitely too early to say. I think for me, he has to be here for now. I've had to bring him down from A tier because statistically those changes are going to make a huge difference for him. And for me, that is what brings him down into the C tier, but we'll see how he plays. Next tier list, we will really be able to put him firmly where he belongs, but for now, he just about manages to scrape C tier. Watson is also still in C tier, exactly where she was last season as well. They have changed her so that she gets passive shield regen at 0.5 per second. Now that is really good. It sounds really good when you read into it, but when you actually think about it, that means you're going to have to wait a ton of time to actually recharge any kind of shield. So it's a good start for her character, but she definitely needs more to be brought up to be a very good legend again. Let's not forget that she does still have low profile, which is a huge downside to playing Watson. And while her fences are a pretty weak tactical in most situations and can be easily shot and destroyed, her pylons are still very good when used correctly, and the fact that she can carry 2 ultimate accelerants to put them down whenever she wants to is great as well. So she does have her perks. I'm not going to tell you that she's absolutely useless, because she's not. She's still really good, but for me, I just can't put her higher than C tier just yet. Once she's got a few more changes and buffs, maybe they could even remove low profile. I really hope so, because she is the last character in the game that needs it. Then I'll be able to justify moving her up into the B and A tiers, where I think she belongs. I'd love to see her up there again. I really hope one day I can do that. But now we're done with the C tier, we can move up into the B tier, and there are only 2 legends in this tier this time around. We've got Crypto and Bangalore. Crypto can bring a whole bunch of different utilities and abilities to the team. Being able to see how many squads are in the surrounding area is really great. We've seen loads of people benefiting from using him on Kings Canyon this season. Obviously his drone is also good at picking up and targeting enemies, but that's probably his least used feature, I'd say. The EMP is a crutch for a lot of teams pushing into third party. It makes it super easy to wipe out that team if they've just thirded, or even if you're just initiating a fair 3-on-3 push, to be able to go in with an EMP is a really great benefit of running Crypto. But the fact that all of his abilities rely on his drone is what brings him back into the B tier for me. If he had some non-drone related abilities, maybe he'd be even higher, but he is firmly in the B tier for now. Bangalore's also chilling in the B tier. She's been pretty consistently left where she is because that's where she belongs, I think, and I will always think that she is the most balanced legend in the game. She has combat abilities that really can influence a fight, but they're not too oppressive. Her smoke grenades are useful, but again, not oppressive, and Her passive ability is super useful in those close quarters combat moments. Really great for her. Her ultimate ability is slightly better than it used to be a couple of seasons ago, as it now explodes even quicker, but I don't think that change really mattered all that much. It's still a decent ultimate. It's even better now than it used to be, but it's still not too overpowered, so that's why she belongs in B tier. Still really good, no disrespect to Bangalore. If all legends could be as balanced as her, that would be a perfect game. Right then, 2 tiers left, A tier and S tier. So starting off with the A tier, we have a couple of legends in there this time around. We have Octane, Pathfinder, Wraith, Lifeline, Bloodhound, and Revenant. If I stay on this tier for too long, then we'll be here for another 50,000 years. So I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. Octane's recent buffs have made the jump pad absolutely insane, and it has enabled him to be so much more of an aggressive character, but not only that, it allows his team to be so much more aggressive in the process as well. His jump pad has essentially defined the entire meta of Season 8, making Revenant completely insane, and we'll talk about that later as well. But Octane as a standalone character is super great and super fun to use now in close quarters aggressive gameplay. He's super fun, and yeah, people who were maining Octane for a ton of time, rejoice. This is your time to enjoy. Now when it comes to Pathfinder, I've been rejoicing ever since I heard the news that low profile will be getting removed from his character. Finally, I feel like we're going to be seeing a resurgence of Pathfinders all around Apex Legends, and that may include myself. Low profile was really holding Pathfinder back, especially as he has, by technicality, the third biggest hitbox in Apex. He really didn't need low profile, and it was hurting him a lot. A lot of people were feeling it when they were using him, that they were getting absolutely destroyed, so I'm super glad that low profile has been removed in the latest update, and finally we can start seeing Pathfinder at his peak again, grappling around, ziplining everywhere. It's gonna be a great time. For the first time ever, Wraith's hitbox changes have taken her out of S tier for my tier lists and moved her into A tier, but that is not too bad of a change because, let's be honest, she is still insanely strong in the right hands. Her phase ability is still obviously really strong and useful, and portals are amazing in comp situations, in ranked, and for comp play. Teams are still using Wraith for her portals, so she is still insanely strong, still a very good character, but now she just gets smacked a little bit harder, and it's a shame they're not leaving her alone, but there you go, she's still there now. She's in A tier, and a lot of players are going to be very sad about that, I'm sorry. Lifeline is still where she has been for the past couple of seasons, mainly due to the fact that her reviving passive ability is super obnoxious and spammable. I really hope that is addressed in the near future, but it is super strong, and for now, that cements her in A tier alone. Her care package is... it's okay. I'm glad it's not super strong, because in combination with her reviving passive ability, having a super strong ultimate ability would make her just unbearable, but her care package is not that great of an ability. It's okay, it offers some supplies in some situations, so, you know, it's alright, but it's no way near as strong as her passive. Drone is okay as well, it heals you, I guess, like, not much to say, but Lifeline is all about that passive ability, and that is what keeps her in A tier. I moved Bloodhound down from S tier into the A tier this season as well, because although the scans are still very strong and the ultimate is in the best place it's ever been, Bloodhound's abilities solely rely on the team around you being good, because you can know where enemies are, but if your team or yourself are not that great at shooting or just don't have a great game sense in general, then you're not going to be getting much out of those scans. To make Bloodhound as effective as they can be, you have to be super aggressive and gonna hit your shots as well. You're gonna have to make people pay for being out of position, and only certain players can do that, so they're still A tier for me because they still have the potential to be very good, but only in the right hands. And lastly, up in the A tier, I've got Revenant. A lot of Revenant's placement up in the A tier relies upon being partnered alongside Octane. You'll all know, if you've played Apex this season, that Octane and Revenant is a deadly and obnoxious combination. I really hope something is done about, because it is super broken right now that you can drop a totem miles away from a fight, just jump on a jump pad in shadow form, go and third party a fight, and if it doesn't go well, then you're teleported back and there is no repercussions for that. I see the only way around this is to be introducing a range at which you can only use the totem from. I can see it coming back if this remains an issue, because in the past we had it so that you can only run within a certain range of the totem before your shadow form runs out, and I can see it coming back with the recent meta that has been in Apex, because it's not fun for anyone. With that said though, Revenant is insanely strong because of this, and the totem, which has always been an out of place ability for me, I don't think it belongs in Apex, but it is also a very strong ability. It always has been, with the potential of giving people an extra 100 health points. I mean, yeah. It is insanely strong, and alongside his silencers, which were already a strong tactical ability, this puts Revenant firmly and safely in the A tier. This time round in the S tier we have two legends, the best two legends in Apex right now for me. Those are going to be Horizon and Gibraltar. Gibraltar has been the strongest legend, or up there with one of the strongest legends in the game for way too long now. And we are seeing some changes coming to Gibraltar in this next update. He is no longer, or his team are no longer able to fast heal inside his bubble. That is a change no one really expected coming. We all thought that Gibby would be getting bleed through with his shield, so if you hit a Gibby's arm shield with a Kraber for example, no longer will it just sponge the entire Kraber bullet. It will deal the 50 damage that would have been taken from his arm shield will be taken, but the extra 100 will go through and actually hurt Gibby. That is a change we all know is coming to Gibby. It is in the works, the devs have confirmed it, but it is not coming into the game in this next update. Instead, they have removed his ability to fast heal in the bubble, and obviously with that, his teammates cannot fast heal in the bubble either. That is not enough of a change for me to take him out of S tier though. He still has a handbag full of different abilities and strengths that just keep him up there firmly for the time being. I can see his time coming to an end though, with all of the changes coming for him, but for now, he has still got a pocket of tricks with his bubble, his airstrike, his fast revive. He's got a ton of different strong abilities. That's not even mentioning the arm shield. He belongs in S tier for now. And just as she was in the last tier list, Horizon is the strongest legend in the game. She has not really been changed all that much since then either. We've had a few cooldown changes to her abilities, but nothing really game-changing about those abilities has been changed, so she has to stay up in S tier for me. She is still insanely strong with her vertical height, the ability to strafe on the lift and have 100% accuracy, and the ultimate is being used so effectively now by teams who have cottoned on how to use it with grenades and how to blow up doors. It is just a very strong ability. Horizon in general is just an insanely strong legend, maybe the strongest legend Apex has ever seen, and I don't see it being too long before some changes are made to her, because for me, she is just by far and away above every other legend in this game. But what do you think about the choices I put in the different tiers in this tier list? Let me know in the comments section down below. I love to hear what you guys think. Try to keep it civil because of course these are only my opinions at the end of the day. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Make sure to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends content from myself. But until next time guys, it's been your boy Ashton and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and goodbye.